Hare Krishna everyone. Welcome to Srila Prabhupada Book Reading Club. This is the morning session and here we are reciting the Nectar of Instruction by Srila Rupa Goswami. Like today we will try to finish the third verse, okay? So like we don't go through the summary otherwise it will take a lot of time, okay? So let's start our session by offering the prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuram Militam Yena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपं कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहित कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनीति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलङ्गायते गिरि यत्कृपातहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुतीनतारिणम् परमानंद माधवम श्री चैतन्य ईश्वरम हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय. So yes, like we will recite the first and second shloka once, okay?
Yes, Mataji.
Because we also have to speed up, like we are going too slow.
Yes.
So Hare Krishna, Karuna Mataji, would you like to recite the first shloka?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji. वाचो वेगं मनसा क्रोध वेगं जिह्वा वेगं उदर उपस्थ वेगं एतान् वेगान्यो विषहेत धीरा सर्वाम् अपि मां पृथिवीं सशिष्यात्. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. So in first shloka, we learned that a sober person, he have to tolerate the urge to speak, mind's demand, and the actions of anger and urges of a tongue, belly, genitors, and then he is qualified to make disciples all over the world. Okay. Then second verse, Vinod Prabhu, would you like to recite?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Atihara prayasa cha jalpo nema gare jana sanga chalolyam cha sadvi bhakti vinayshate.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So yes, in a second shloka, Srila Rupa Goswami is giving the instruction that like when we too much entangle or like with this following six things, then like your devotional service gets spoiled. Okay. So first thing is atyahara, eating more than necessary or collecting funds than required. And second is a prayasa, over endeavoring for the mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. Then third is a prajalpa. Then talking unnecessary about the mundane subject matters. And four, niyamagraha, that is practicing the scripture rules and regulation only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of a spiritual advancement, or rejecting rules and regulation of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. And five, that is a jana sangha, that associating with the worldly minded persons who are not interested in a Krishna consciousness. Six is a laulyam, being greedy for the mundane achievement. Okay, so now we are on third verse. Hare Krishna, who wants to recite? Snigdha Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. उत्साहं निश्चयधैर्यात् तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् संगत्यागत सतो वृत्ति सद्भिर्भक्तिः प्रसिद्ध्यति. हरि बोल.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Bol. Yes, Prabhu.
Okay. उच्चानिश्चयधैर्य तत्तत्कर्म प्रवर्तनात् सङ्गत्यागात् सतो वृत्ति सद्वैर्भक्ति प्रसीदयेति. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Bol Prabhuji. Yes, anyone wants to recite, they can unmute themselves and then they can recite.
हरे कृष्ण माता। उत्साहात् निश्चयात् धैर्यात् तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् सङ्गत्यागात् सतो वृत्ते षड्भिर्भक्ति प्रसीद्यति।
Hare Bol Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी। उत्साह निश्चय धैर्य तत्तत्कर्म प्रवर्तनात् संगत्यागात् सदो वृत्ते सद्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Bol Prabhuji.
हरे कृष्ण माता जी धन्यवाद। उत्साहान्निश्चयाद्धैर्यात् तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् सङ्गत्यागात् सतो वृत्ति षड्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति।
हरे कृष्ण माता
Hare
जी।
Bol Mataji.
उत्साहान्निश्चयाद्धैर्यात् तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् सङ्गत्यागात् सतो वृत्ते षड्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति। थैंक यू माता जी। हरे कृष्ण।
Hare Bol Mataji. Yes, Punraj Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji. उत्साहान्निश्चयात् धैर्यात् तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् सङ्गत्याः सदो वृत्ति सद्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति।
Shadbir Bhakti Prasiddhati. Yes, Lalita Priya Devidasi.
Hare Krishna Mataji. उत्साहान्निश्चयाद्धैर्यात् तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् सङ्गत्यागात् सतो वृत्ति सद्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति। Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Hare Bol. Yes, anyone wants to recite or like we can move further?
हरे कृष्ण माताजी।
Yes, Mataji.
उत्साहान्निश्चयात् धैर्यात् तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् सङ्गत्यागात् सतो वृत्ते षड्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति। थैंक यू माताजी।
Hare Bol Mataji. Yes. So in the third shloka, Srila Rupa Goswami instructing us that these 6 things are favorable for execution of pure devotional service. If we follow these 6 things, then like Rupa Goswami and Srila Prabhupada giving the 100% surety that like we will be successful in a pure devotional service, which is very difficult to obtain. Even the like great yogis don't have access to this devotional service. Okay. So first is a utsaha, means being enthusiastic. And how enthusiasm come? By acting. When we act for the pleasure of Krishna, then this enthusiasm come. Then endeavoring with the confidence. And like this confidence come when we have faith in Krishna. Okay, avashya rakshipe Krishna. Like, okay, I'm trying to serving the Krishna, then Krishna will provide me all the assets and Krishna will give me protection. Okay. Then third is being patient. Okay, today we like do our sadhana very well. So like next day we cannot expect that we become pure, like we become totally purified and like we are going back to the Godhead. No, we need to be patient. And like we also see the Kalena word. Okay, we are following instruction of a Srila Rupa Goswami. We are following the instruction of our Guru, our Srila Prabhupada. So like surely with the time I will become perfect. Okay. And third, like we have to yes, fourth is acting according to the regulative principles, that is tatta karma pravartanat, that such as like Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, hearing, chanting, remembering Krishna. Five is abandoning the association of a non-devotees, that is a sangha tyagat, that like this is very important, like to whom we associate and whom we are not associate, because with association desires come. Okay. So like, and this association is also in a form of a phone and like YouTube videos or reels, whatever you are watching. Okay. And and we also seen now like yesterday the mind is also non-devotee, and like he's trying to like take away our devotional service. So like we also don't have to associate with our minds, that's why we always have to keep ourselves busy. And six is the following footsteps of our previous acharyas, that is satovritti. So like we are known as a like Ruganu Das, means like we are followers of a Srila Rupa Goswami. And like this sixth principle undoubtedly assure the complete success of a devotional service. So here is a complete success. It's not 99.9% success. It's complete success. It's total. So we must follow the instruction. And yesterday we also see the how Srila Prabhupada is saying that like we should get up like around 4 a.m. We should take a bath and we should perform the Mangalarti. Then we should hear the Bhagavatam class. We should chant. Like everyone wants to advance in spirituality. He should wake up early. Okay, and this is the only way to manage our spiritual life. Okay. So, Hare Krishna, yesterday where we stopped, anyone remember? Because my entire book is highlighted. I think we complete that, na? Like Prabhupada is saying that we must give up the association of undesirable people such as karmis, jnanis, yogis, and non-devotees. That is asat sangatyaga. And we also see in the devotional services are transcendental. And like how we can devotional services are transcendental. It is in a Vishuddha Sattva. So like we also need to be a transcendental, and we will gradually rise ourselves. We can gradually rise ourselves to the transcendental plane simply by following instruction of our acharyas. Okay, and that too very strictly. Okay, and yes. Like here Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also says that like we should reduce this non-permanent activities. I think today we have to do with the engagement now. No one remember where we stopped yesterday?
Mataji, this last paragraph is done. If one strictly follows, this is done.
Yeah. I think we should start with the engagement.
Engagement
Yes,
in the
yes.
devotional service of the Lord.
Yeah. Yes, Sharmila Mataji, would you like to read?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Engagement in the devotional service of the Lord is the life and soul of the living entity. It is the desired goal and supreme perfection of human life. One has to become confident about this, and one also has to be confident that all activities other than devotional service, such as mental speculation, fruitive work, or mystic endeavor, will never yield any enduring benefit. Complete confidence in the path of devotional service will enable one to attain his desired goal. But attempting to follow other paths will only succeed in making one restless. In the 10th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, it is stated, one must be calmly convinced that those who have given up devotional service to engage in severe austerities for other purposes are not purified in their minds, despite their advanced austerities, because they have no information of the transcendental loving service of the Lord. It is further stated in the 10th canto, although mental speculators and fruitive actors may perform great austerities and penances, they still fall down because they do not have information about the lotus feet of the Lord. The devotees of the Lord, however, never fall down. In the Bhagavad Gita 9.31, the Supreme Personality of Godhead assures Arjuna, Kaunteya pratijanihi namae bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotees never perishes. Again in Bhagavad Gita 2.40, Krishna says, Neha Bikrama Nashosti Pratyavayo na vidyate Swalpamapyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahato Bayat. In this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Yes. So, yes, engagement in a devotional service of a Lord is the life and soul of a living entity. So, this is our life and soul, but this is like even in the Bhagavatam, it is said, like we are hearing the Puranjana story right now. So, yes, there also it is said that the goal of human life is to develop love for Krishna. And this devotional service should be our life and soul, and this is the primary thing, and all of the other things are the secondary things. It's like we are the soul, okay, and this body and this body, it is just a machine, so that by using this machine we can practice the devotional service. So like if you only take care of a cage, and like you don't take care take care the needs of a bird, then bird is going to die. You are simply polishing the cage, but you are not feeding the bird. So like a bird will die, then what is the use of that cage? So this body is like a cage, and the soul, this is the bird, and this soul is we are the soul. Okay, so we have to take care of our soul first, and then like we can take care of a cage. Okay, so like but right now like 99.99% of our time, we engage in taking care of a cage, but we don't pay our attention to fulfill the needs of a soul. That we don't feed the soul the spiritually by reading, hearing, chanting the holy name. This is the food for a soul. Okay, but we are not taking care of our spirituality. So like this Krishna consciousness should be our life and soul, and this is the supreme perfection of human life. This is the goal of human life. Human life is very rare, and like we are simply wasting it as a living as a polishing animal. Okay, so we don't have to do the sense gratification, but we try to satisfy the senses of Krishna. Rushikena rushikesha sevanam. And yes, what here it is saying, that like a devotional service as such as the people don't do devotional service for the pleasure of Krishna or for advancing in the spirituality, but they do the spirituality or Krishna consciousness to do some mental speculation or some fruitive activities, so that they can fulfill their they can get the more resources to fulfill their sense gratification. And some want like of name, fame, and like some want a majestic endeavor so that they can get the fame. But like one shouldn't practice for these things for the mental speculation, fruitive work, or a majestic endeavor. Okay, there should be shuddha bhakti. It should not be mixed with anything. So, like, if we, with a complete confidence in the path of a devotional service, will able one to attain the desired goal. So, like, we should have a complete confidence. Okay, I am following the instruction of Srila Prabhupada, then I will surely get my desired goal. That developing love for Krishna and going back to the Godhead. Okay. And in a Bhagavatam, also 7th canto, it is said that one must be calmly convinced that those who have given up the devotional service, engaged in a severe austerities for the purpose, are not purified in their minds despite their advance in austerities, because they have no information about the transcendental loving service of a Lord. So like unless and until you take the Krishna consciousness, your mind is not going to purified. So like even you undergo the severe austerities, you go in a Himalaya, you don't eat anything, you don't wear anything, you stay in a cold environment, like isolated from entire world. But what is the use of that austerities? Because you don't have the information about the loving devotional service to the Supreme Lord. Okay, so yes, we should convince that the Krishna consciousness is the only way to get out of this material suffering and is the only goal of my life. Okay, and it's not only we not only the convince, we must act accordingly. Okay, we should give our morning for the Krishna. We should take out the 4-5 hours for Krishna. And like remaining time, we have to try to snatch the time so that we can engage that time in Krishna consciousness. And also whatever activities we are performing, Krishna should be center. And like we should work to satisfy Krishna. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam. Okay. And also the 7th canto further says that although the mental speculator, fruitive actors may perform a great austerities and penances, they are still and they still fail down because they have no information about the lotus feet of Lord. So like even they do a lot of austerities and penances, there is a fall down. We also see the example from a Shastra, they are a great tapasvi who do great tapasya for the thousands and lakhs of years, but there is a fall down because they don't have the information about the lotus feet of a Supreme Lord. So yes, whatever activities we are doing, but we should know I'm serving my Supreme Lord through these activities. So yes, even doing the so much austerities and penances, there is a fall down for these non-devotees. But like for devotees of Lord, there is no fall down. Krishna himself says in the Bhagavad Gita 9.31 that Kaunteya pratijanati name bhaktaha pranashati, means like he says, "O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee will never perish." And Krishna is so smart. Like even Krishna make a promises, he can break that promises. But when Krishna make a promises through his devotees, then he have to surely have to fulfill that promises. So Krishna told the Arjuna to declare that. So yes, we are taking the devotional path, and like we are working for Krishna's pleasure, then we are not going to perish. And even in a Bhagavatam there is one shloka for the non-devotees, like every rising sun and setting sun snatches their time, and they are going closer to the death. But for the devotees, every rising sun and like a setting sun, they are going closer to the Krishna. So after that, for the non-devotees, after that they are again going to take the birth, and they are again going to suffer here in this material miseries. But but the devotees, every day, every moment, they are trying to satisfy Krishna every day, so that they are purifying their consciousness every day. They are trying to serve Krishna. So at the end of this, when time comes, when the death comes, when they have to leave this body, they are not going to again come in this cycle of birth and death. They are going towards the Krishna. So when you are not practicing the Krishna consciousness today, you are not finishing your rounds, you are not hearing and chanting, then you have to think, oh, I'm surely going to face a death, and I'm going to die soon. But when you are practicing, you are doing your sadhana well, and you are anxious, how can I serve Krishna more? Then then it's good sign that you are going closer to the Krishna. So we have the two choices. By being Krishna consciousness, we can go, when death strikes, we can go near to Krishna. And the second, when we are not practicing Krishna consciousness nicely, and we are not following four regulative principles and our duties properly, we are not doing our swadharma properly, then we need we should be ready to face a death, and we should ready to again go through the suffering. Okay, so we need to think it very wisely, what I'm doing and why I'm doing, and what is going what is the result of these things. Okay, and again in a Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, 40 shloka, Krishna says that when you are taking the spiritual path, there is no loss and there is no demolition, and a little advancement on this path can protect one from the most dangerous type of fear. So Krishna, how many promises Krishna is giving us in a Bhagavad Gita, when we are reading Bhagavad Gita, when Krishna gave this kind of promises, we should write down or we should highlight that. And whenever you are feeling down, or whenever you have time, you can go through these promises. How much Krishna love us, we don't have the ability to say, Krishna, I love you. We cannot say I love you, because Krishna has given you a lot of promises, and Krishna again and again saying, come to me, you are suffering there, you come to me, we will be stay happy here. But what we say, even Krishna saying this his pure devotees, his spiritual, in a form of a spiritual master, and spiritual master say, or you are going to suffer here, you should get out of it. This is not sense gratification is not goal, or goal of your life. You will be suffer here, please come out, please chant the holy name. And what you say, oh, what are you saying? I'm happy here, let me enjoy. And even this is Dukhalem, I will make it Sukhalem. So we are not even paying the attention. So we cannot say, Krishna, I love you. We have to say, I love you too, because Krishna has promised us so many things, and only one thing we have to promise to Krishna, that is Karishya Vachanam Tava, as the Arjuna did. Oh Krishna, whatever you said, I will follow that. But are we doing that? So this is our this is our this is our krupana, or this is our weakness of heart, that we are not promising Krishna that I will also do the as you said. So we should Krishna has done many promises. We have to only do one promises, that we have to follow as Krishna is saying. Okay, so yes, Hare Krishna. Who wants to read?
Hare Krishna.
Ritvika Mataji. Yes, Vinod Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Devotional service is so pure and perfect that one having begun, one is forcibly dragged to ultimate success. Sometimes a person will give up his ordinary material engagements, and out of out of sentiment, take shelter of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, and thus begin the preliminary execution of devotional service. Even if such an immature devotee falls down, there is no loss on his part. On the other hand, what is the gain of one who executes the prescribed duties according to his varna and asrama, but does not take to devotional service? Although a fallen devotee may take his next birth in a low family, his devotional service will nonetheless resume from where it left off. Devotional service is ahetuki apratehata. It is not the effect of any mundane cause, nor can it be terminated by any mundane cause or permanently curtailed by any immaterial interruption. Therefore, a devotee should be confident about his engagement and should not be very interested in the activities of the karmis, jnanis, and yogis. There are certainly many good qualities among spiritual actors, philosophy spectators, and mystic yogis, but all good qualities automatically develop in the character of a devotee. No extraneous endeavor is needed. As confirmed by Srimad Bhagavatam 5.18.12, all the good qualities of the demigods manifest progressively in one who has developed pure devotional service. Because a devotee is not interested in any material activity, he does not become materially contaminated. He is immediately situated on the platform of transcendental life. However, one who engages in mundane activity, be he a so-called jnani, yogi, karmi, philanthropist, nationalist, or whatever, cannot attain the higher stage of Mahatma. He remains a Duratma or cripple-minded person according to Bhagavad Gita 9.13. Mahatmastu mam partha Devin prakritim asrita bhajanti ananya manso jnanvata bhutam avejayam. O son of Partha, those who are not deluded, the great souls are under the protection of the divine nature. They are fully engaged in devotional service because they know me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, original and inexhaustible. Since all the devotees of Lord are under the protection of His supreme potency, they should not deviate from the path of devotional service and take to the path of the karmis, jnanis, and yogis. This is called utsahan, nishchaya, dharyat, tat karma, pravartanat, enthusiastically executing the regulative activities of devotional service with patience and confidence. In this way, one can advance in devotional service without hindrance. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So yes, so devotional services are so pure and perfect that one having begun, one is firstly dragged to the ultimate success. So yes, how devotional service is so pure and perfect. Even there are many devotees, including me. They come once for the 18 days classes, then there will be a gap of a 1 month or a 6 month or a 1 year. But then also Krishna, this devotional service so much. So much potent that then again Krishna drag back the souls. So this is the importance of a book distribution and introducing anyone to the holy name. Even once they touch the Bhagavad Gita, once they touch the Srila Prabhupada books, these books are so potent. And this Krishna consciousness holy name is so potent. At least when they come in a contact with this holy name and these holy books, they are surely, if within this life or within the next life, they are going to become a devotees. So that's the reason it is very important to pre-reach. Okay, so yes, this is so pure and this is so perfect and this is so potent that whoever come in a contact with this devotional service, they are forcefully dragged to the ultimate success. And what is the ultimate success? To develop the loving devotional service to the Krishna. Okay, so and in a Bhagavatam there is one shloka which states that even the immature devotee fall down, then there is no big loss. And then what is the gain? When one execute all his prescribed duties nicely, what is the gain? Even there is no loss in a fall down from the devotional platform, because like even like he perform very nicely his prescribed duties, then also like in next life there is no guarantee he will get the human form or not, like he will again going to get the same wealth or not, there is no guarantee, and like he's again going to suffer through the cycle of birth and death. So there is no gain even if you do all your prescribed duties very nicely. And like even like immature devotee, he fall down from the devotional platform, then there is no loss. How there is no loss? Because like in next life there is a guarantee that he is going to become a devotee, like there is a guarantee that he is going to take the human birth, and like he can practice his spirituality from where he stopped. Okay, so like there is no loss, and like we should be very confident that Krishna will protect me, and like we should be, and like when we stay in association of devotees, then like devotees will give you protection, and there are very less chances of fall down. Like you will only fall down when you give up the association and you try to do all the things alone. Okay, and we shouldn't be interested in activities of karmis, gyanis and yogis. So for the devotees, the good part is that they can they can resume their devotional service from where they left. So and for the karmis, like even they do the PhD and they accumulate the millions and billions of a dollar from the next life, even if they get the human life, they have to start earning from they have to start educate themselves from the first standard. Okay, first standard only. They won't go with the PhD certificates, and but when it comes to devotional service, when like in this life, one devotee practice very nicely to learn the shloka. So next life, from the by birth, like he has this ability, he can by heart the shlokas very nicely. And some devotees practice austerity so nicely, so next life they don't face the difficulty even to fast the nirjala on every ekadashi. So like some devotees are very good in singing because in past life they have practiced the singing bhajans for Krishna. So these are the practical things that devotional service resume from where we have stopped. Okay, so some so in from for me, I'm not well versed to recite the shlokas. So in this life we have to practice that. We have to practice the reciting shlokas, or like we have to take up the devotional service very sincerely, and we have to get a lot of skills so that we can serve the Krishna. Okay, then then Prabhupada here, and like even Krishna says in a Bhagavad Gita, even a Srimad Bhagavatam, that like when you start developing the pure devotion for the Lord, then all the good qualities of a demigod automatically come. You don't have to endeavor for them. This will automatically come as you advance in the spirituality. So, and Prabhupada again further said that like devotee must not uh, interested in the on the paths of the Gyanis, Karmis, Yogis, and the nationalist and philanthropist text. And like even this Yogis, Karmis, nationalists, Gyanis, they do not attain the higher stages of Mahatma. Anyone remember what is the stage of Mahatma? And who are the Mahatmas and who are the Duratmas? We learn in a first in first 2-3 paragraphs. Anyone remember?
One who
Who
engaged
are
in
Mahat?
devotional service of Lord, his Mahatma.
Yes, and who are the Duratma?
One don't
Who are
accept
engaged in
the
self-gratifying.
full
Simple-minded
personality
people.
They're
of
mankind.
Lord. He act as whimsically.
Yes, so Mahatma are like we also seen from the other books now, like we come here reading by 7 books. So we also seen there like Mahatma means like they are qualified to enter in the kingdom of a Lord. They are qualified to enter in a Vaikuntha. And in this purpose, like we see that Mahatma are those they engage their senses in Krishna's service. They are Mahatmas. And Duratmas means cripple-minded people. They engage their senses in own sense gratification. They don't think about the Krishna and they act whimsically. These are the Duratmas. So at the end of this purport, we have the choice. Okay, like Srila Rupa Goswami in last sloka, he said that don't have to engage in these 6 things. And like Srila Rupa Goswami saying that if you do these 6 things, then you will be successful in your spiritual life. So we have the choice, we have to follow the instruction of Srila Rupa Goswami and advance in spirituality, or we have to hear to our mind, and we have to act whimsically and again fall in this cycle of birth and death. And the most the most important is that okay, it's okay, it's not only negative we will fall down in a cycle of birth and death, but like we are losing something positive, that like we can engage in Krishna's service and we will be eternally happy, and we can relish a different rasas with the Krishna, and we can love we can render the transcendental loving service, which is the very best part. Okay, so it's just not about uh, like protecting ourselves from the cycle of birth and death, but the best part is that we can render loving service and we can please Krishna. Okay, so yes, and like again, like even in the purport, Prabhupada is saying twice or thrice, if you perform the devotional service, you are under the protection of Krishna's superior energy, Halladini Shakti. You are under control of Srimati Radharani. But like when you are doing, when you are on path of a sense gratification, when you are on a pravritti marga, sense gratification, then you are under the control of a Mahamaya, under the Durga Devi, and Durga Devi will give you that three types of miseries: Adi Bhautik, Adi Daivik, Adi Atmik, and Radharani give you more service and you will become more happy. So you have the choice. You have the choice not take the devotional service or take the path of a sense gratification. We see in a first canto, second chapter, like a few 6 to 12 verses where it is described by Srila Prabhupada. There are two ways. First is a pravritti, means the path of a sense gratification, and it is a temporary and it is a perishable, it is non-permanent, and you will be suffer after doing the sense gratification. Second is a nivritti mark, means like a path of a devotional service. Like when you serve Krishna, then you will get the transcendental knowledge, you will get the transcendental bliss, and you will become the eternal. You don't have to change your bodies and you will be very happy. So we have the choice to take the pravritti mark or nivritti mark, and results, Krishna is so merciful. He said that if you take this mark, if you take this path, these are the results. If you take this path, these are the results. Krishna has given you choice, so it comes to us like what we have to choose. We have to execute devotional service, we have to stay happy, and we have to please Krishna, or we have to we have to hear our uncontrolled mind, or we have to act whimsically according to our mind, and we don't have to listen to our spiritual master. We have to break the 4 regulative principles. We don't have to do the duties, our spiritual duties. We don't have to do the swadharma, and we have to suffer, or we have to rot in this material world. We have the choice. To today's session we can stop here by whatever point you like, you have to apply. I'm not chanting attentively, I should chant attentively. I'm not following 4 regulative principle, or I'm becoming little slack. Let me drink the coffee, let me test this. So when you are slacking in following 4 regulative principles, you won't get the enthusiasm. Okay, we have to strictly follow the regulative principles. We have to chant, and this utsaha, nischa, confidence, everything will come. A basis of the spirituality is that you have to read. Even everyone is introduced to the Krishna consciousness when they hear the Srila Prabhupada books, when they hear the Bhagavad Gita. So everything starts with the reading and hearing. So you must read the Srila Prabhupada books, and if you don't have the habit, then you should start with the 5 minutes. You can rise it to the 1 hour. And you have to take out the time. You don't have to give the excuses. Oh, I don't have time. We can schedule like this. Everyone likes to take prasadam. No one give excuses. I have a lot of time. I have a lot of work, so I'm not going to take the prasadam. No one do like this. So before breakfast, you can read for the 10 minutes. Before lunch, you can read for the 10 minutes. Before dinner, you can read for the 10 minutes. So you can take out the 30 minutes for reading, in this way. This is how we have to trick ourselves. Okay, so because we are very naughty, we don't want to take the Krishna consciousness. Even the spiritual masters are coming and they are saying, please take. You say, no, I'm happy here, I want to do sense gratification and I want to suffer. So yes, so you have to take out the time. There is no there is no other thing. So please chant your rounds very nicely, and please every moment try to fulfill with Krishna consciousness. Please try to put Krishna in the center of every activity. So Hare Krishna. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्रीला प्रभुपाद की जय। Hare Krishna everyone. Hare Krishna.
Thank you,
Thank you for
Mataji.
joining. All glories to assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Mataji. Thank
Hare
you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Krishna everyone.
Thank you to all devotees.